Right, overnight in Copenhagen, Australian-born Mary Donaldson became the Queen Consort of Denmark after the ruling monarch Queen Margrethe abdicated. And this is the first such abdication in over 900 years in Denmark. She handed the crown, of course, to her son, Mary's husband, the now 10th King Frederik of Denmark. The event lacked the sort of pomp and pageantry we've come to expect would be watch similar occasions out of the UK, but that didn't stop tens of thousands of Danes and others turning out to see history in the making.
After more than half a century, Denmark has a new king and queen. The ascension of Prince Frederik and Tasmanian-born Princess Mary Donaldson sealed with a kiss. The new sovereign was proclaimed by the Danish Prime Minister from the balcony of Christiansborg Palace. While not an official coronation, it is a ceremony steeped in tradition, dating back to the early 1900s. The new King and Queen of Denmark, Greenland and the Faroe Islands were cheered on by tens of thousands of people. The couple's firstborn, Christian, becomes Crown Prince and heir to the throne. Queen Margrethe will retain her title of Her Majesty as she takes on a supportive role, handing over the royal reins to the next generation, with Hobart-born Mary as Queen.
Sky News reporter Julia Bradley is in Copenhagen for this uniquely Australian-tinged moment in European history, and she joins me now. Well, you've had a momentous 24 hours, I suspect a cold one too. Julia, take us through the events that you witnessed.
Well, Peter, I'm so excited to take you through the historic events of the last 24 hours, but just first, I want to show you how beautiful it is in Copenhagen at the moment. Just in the past 20 minutes, it started snowing here. This as people continue to pack down from the day before. We're here at Christiansborg Palace, which is where that official proclamation took place. Now, the events kicked off yesterday with Queen Margrethe, an incredibly admired monarch here in Denmark. She's been on the throne for 52 years. She travelled from her royal residence to Christiansborg Palace to officially abdicate. And that is when the succession officially began. That is when we saw the royal couple, Frederik and now Mary Donaldson, make their way here as well. Now, they came out on the balcony of Christiansborg Palace, and this is where that official proclamation took place. They were alongside their 4 children, including their eldest Christian, who now becomes heir to the throne. Now, the Danish Prime Minister was there as well. She officially proclaimed Frederik the King, King Frederik X, and Mary, Queen of Denmark. It was here where we saw Frederik utter his royal motto, which is essentially united and dedicated to the Kingdom of Denmark. And it's that line which has made the front pages of the major newspapers here in Denmark this morning. And who could forget that moment, the royal kiss between Frederik and Mary on the balcony of Christiansborg Palace. Now, after this, it was certainly a party in Denmark last night. We saw people on every corner celebrating, just so happy to be here. There was an Australian-only event as well that hosted by the embassy. Champagne was flowing, and so too the Aussie banter.
Julia, sorry, I didn't know whether you were going to throw to some grabs there, but I understand there were Australians in the crowd. And look, as I was just watching that footage there of him at the balcony, and it seemed very emotional, the new king. It reminded me of the wedding. I remember watching Frederik and Mary get married, and I think he won the hearts of all Australian women because he was crying at the altar as she walked up the aisle. How has he been received as the king? Because we're told that she particularly is very popular.
They're incredibly popular, Peter. In fact, this is probably the most popular they've ever been. Everyone has been completely captured by that love story from the get-go. We know that they met back during the Sydney Olympics in 2000 at that Sydney pub, and the rest really is history. And we've seen them really grow and develop, not only as a couple, but also as partners. They're tackling big issues in Denmark. We know Mary's incredibly passionate about tackling domestic violence, bullying, loneliness, things like that. So this was really an incredible moment for the royal couple, but also for Denmark and also Aussies here just celebrating that incredible moment, which is really bringing our two countries closer together. How excited are you for this moment?
It is so exciting. It's such a historic day that I'm not sure we're going to see repeated in many, many years to come. And to see so many people gathered here today with warm hearts and good wishes to celebrate this transition.
Very excited, especially for Mary.
We've come to Copenhagen just for this experience today. We couldn't miss it.
Oh, yeah. Wow. And what do we love most about Mary?
Well, she's so stylish.
She is
Her style.
She's also represented both of the countries so beautifully. She's so elegant.
So this morning we will see the new King and Queen of Denmark officially received in the Danish Parliament. This is when their ascension to the throne will be solidified. One thing that's going to be incredibly important for the royal couple is for them to continue to appear to be down to earth. One of the people, that is something that Queen Margrethe did so incredibly. Peter?
Absolutely did. She was a chain smoker, but she liked to get on a bike and go to the shops herself, even as Queen. Thank you, Julia. Stay warm.